Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagam and welcome to the next installment in the luxury dragging marathon. Let's just get straight into it. Let's start off here at the VCA boutique in Milan in Italy. I was served by SA number one. They always name the SAs in these things, who really made me feel unwelcome in the store. He didn't engage me the whole time. He was too busy talking to my boyfriend about his bag. No eye contact was given to me. He made snarky comments to me about how it shouldn't be difficult to make the purchase. He didn't buy any drinks nor provide cleaning packaging in my nor providing the cleaning products in my package, and he didn't wrap my box up for me. He didn't offer anything. It was one of my worst luxury experiences in Milan. I suggest you scroll past this if you have that essay. I just think an essay like commenting snarkily to you that it shouldn't be a difficult decision to make. I mean, I think that a lot of these essays, particularly in the jewelry um, stores, need to understand that a lot of people are coming for the first time, or a lot of people are making milestone purchases. While you work in the jewelry store, for you it's just like an everyday thing to come to work and to open the boutique. There are people who are going there to make milestone luxury shopping purchases, and therefore milestones. So maybe this person just felt like it was something that she was super excited about. And there's no need to be snarky to be like, it shouldn't be hard to make a decision. That is rude. No, I'm not okay with that. The next one is the Hermes boutique in Mumbai in India. The staff in this store behave as if they're billionaires. They're very rude and condescending. It's the same experience every time we've been here. They behave like you don't belong. Yesterday, I visited to inquire about a bracelet. The essay was obnoxiously rude. The first time she didn't open the bracelet for me. When I tried it on my own, gave me she gave me some attitude on how it needs to be gently done. Then she forbade me to wear it on my left hand as it had another bracelet on it and the specimen may get damaged. However, she was unwilling to help me put it on my right wrist, which I couldn't have done with my less dominant left hand. Finally, when I requested her to do so, she snapped it so hard my skin got chipped. Whoa, okay. That's a bit quite unacceptable behavior. I felt like donating the price of the bracelet of I felt like donating the price of the bracelet to her to go and pursue courses on customer service. That's funny. Looks like they look for people who have incorrigible behavior and hire them. It's like a prerequisite. Oh my god, I love how this woman writes. Okay, I think it's like rude. To be like forceful. I don't know if this was like a fine jewelry piece or if it was like a fashion jewelry piece, but it seems just so rude to be like forcefully putting the bracelet on someone. Like, why would you be forceful about it? And why would you be so rude about it as well? And that's something which I struggle with some of these dragon reviews. Like, sometimes like the essays are tired, they're exhausted, and they take out their like exhaustion and how tired they are like on clients, and that's just something which I don't understand. The next one is the Hermes boutique in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. This is the flagship store because there are two other stores. Because there's another boutique. My experience with SA number one at Hermes was really disappointing. When I visited the boutique, I informed her I was in town for a short period and came specifically to purchase certain items, including a piece I requested from her. I think we know what this is. She promised to assist me and kept communication with me on WhatsApp. However, she told me to return after 2 days, and when I came back, I was surprised to find out she was on leave. You were tricked. Lord, just come. I swear to God. Okay, Big HSAs have convened in an annual Big HSA meeting somewhere. I'm telling you, it probably happened somewhere in France that we don't know about, and they've decided, how many people did you trick this week? Like, tell them come, and then there's no appointment or whatever. When I asked about where she was in the store, I was told it was her day off and she'd be back on a specific date. I returned on that date, but again, no one was available to help. When I asked if she could recommend someone else to help me as I was traveling, she ignored me. Instead of being transparent, she left me feeling misled, as if the priority was to secure purchases for her profile, back in babe, rather than help me. I expected honesty and support. Yeah, I mean, this is deceitful. This is deception. And this is the whole thing about Big H essays tricking clients, and you were tricked. And unfortunately, when you were tricked or deceived, when it's a magic trick, you wake up realizing it's a magic trick. That's the whole point of a magic trick. You're like, oh wow, it's magic, and but you know it's a trick. At the end of the day, this is so wrong. I have so much empathy because I've been tricked as well. In Paris by an essay. I've shared my story many times, but these videos tend to bring new people who maybe haven't seen my videos before, so they might not know. And by the way, by the way, just as a quick tangent, I dislike when content creators like tell you to go watch a video that's like super long to go find out something, especially if it's about Hermes. Like, just quickly tell us here. There's no need to like make someone go watch a long video. But I had, tried in Paris many years ago, well, a few years ago now. I met an essay at the Sèvres store in Paris. She gave me her contact details. She told me to contact her to make an appointment for next time. The next time I was in Paris, she never replied to me. She tricked me because she still works there and I've seen her at the store on other trips after that. So I feel empathy with this person so much. Again, she was tricked, and the essay got her to buy other items because she alludes to other items in the review. Because the review is obviously connected to her Google account, maybe she can't say what it is. Maybe the essay will read it. But the essay tricked her. The essay got her to buy things for her profile, meaning the essay's account, to look good. And then, it's like, okay, but I'm unavailable. I remember posting a dragging review of a client in Saint-Tropez. Same thing happened. They bought a bunch of Birkin bag. They were told to come back on Monday for the quota bag. They could turn up on Monday. It's that person's day off. I am convinced big H essays meet up and decide, this month I'm going to trick people. I'm going to give them my card. I'm going to promise them quota bags, leather appointments, and then I'm going to disappear and never be found again. Like bibbity bobbity boo, gone. Okay, it's terrible. So I'm not laughing at her. I am commiserating. Okay, this is a smile of commiseration. Okay, the next one is the same location. Wow. A female essay proceeded to ask me what she could help me with. I was just looking at a scarf. She said she only had a dark blue one in color, then she disappeared. I was also interested to buy some women's ready-to-wear upstairs, but no essay wanted to help me. What a joke. This is the worst store ever. I wasn't even asking for bags. Big H, Big H boutiques, like sometimes, like I'm curious about when Big H boutiques do this, because like the person even hasn't asked for a handbag yet, but you're already being rude. Maybe it's because the person like asked for a scarf, so maybe they were like, oh, it's a scarf client, we don't want to like deal with scarf clients. Maybe it was that. Doesn't mean that it's right, but maybe it's that. The next one is the Hermes boutique in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, but it's the second store, so it's the second boutique. I would like to express my disappointment that I received from SAX. Despite having purchased a bag and shoes from her previously, she didn't recognize me when I came in the store. She even had to check my phone number to confirm I was her client. That's weird. When I later sent her a message, she didn't reply. This isn't the first time I've experienced this. No reply from her, as she often takes days to respond, if at all. This leaves me feeling unappreciated as a customer. This is a tough one because I've seen different kind of schools of thoughts on this. There's some, because I think some of this might be culturally. I think it might be dependent on what's happening like in your culture, but I would assume that for this store that she would be expected to reply to clients. I think that we're in a strange place where we make excuses for Hermes essays failing to respond to messages when essays at other brands would absolutely respond. And I think we're in a strange place where, as clients, people look for excuses like, okay, well, the Hermes essay is busy. I've heard people saying this before about Big H essays, that they don't respond to bag requests in messages. I think it's fine for them not to respond to like quota bag requests in messages, because I remember a few years ago there was rumors, I think it was posted on forums and Facebook groups, that there was a Big H essay in the US who had gotten sacked because a quota bag had been promised to a client and the client had messages to prove it. So I think after that, at least in North America, they don't discuss quotas over the phone and over text messages and WhatsApps and stuff. But this isn't the person asking for a quota bag. The person obviously, wants to shop with this person, and the client and the SA isn't responding, and the SA saying that the SA didn't like recognize her and had to check her phone number. I mean, that is not okay. I mean, I don't think that is something that you should like admit to. That if you were like failing to recognize the SA, like failing to recognize the client, I don't think that's something that you should admit to as a sales associate, because that just seems really unprofessional. But yeah, that's not nice. The next one is a Louis Vuitton boutique in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. I had a very disappointing experience. I felt disrespected throughout my visit. The staff member who was supposed to be helping me turned away suddenly to assist someone else without explanation or apology. I was not even offered a glass of water, which is basic hospitality. The overall attitude was rude and lacking in basic manners. I also felt like I was judged based on my appearance, which is completely unacceptable. I expected better treatment and will not be returning soon. Also, they didn't remove the sensor in the wallet. Okay, that's really annoying. We've talked about this before. A lot of essays do this all around the world. It doesn't matter where the boutique is. If a client walks in who they think A, has more money, or B, it's their client who they can rely on that day to make higher sales, then they will just run away and leave you there if they think that you're not going to spend as much. This is why I'm always so surprised by the Glamazons who are insistent. There's some of you who are insistent that the essay is your friend. Some of you have fought me on this, honey. We have jousted in the comments about this. The essay is not your friend, you guys. I mean, this is the best example that the essay is not your friend. The client is there at Louis Vuitton, having a shopping experience. Another client walks in, and then the essay is like, "Okay, I'm out. Peace. See you later. Bye." Hasn't even finished like helping this person, hasn't finished doing anything for this client, but has decided to basically abandon them because they feel like someone will spend more money. Like they feel like that person who's coming in will spend more money. That is not pleasant. And it is not a nice feeling. And of course, granted, there is a sense of like understanding why that happens, I think is okay. That does happen, where like the essay maybe will see someone who'll spend more money. But I think essays could be a little bit more, you could be a little bit more gracious about the way you do it, like dumping clients. I think just leaving someone in the middle of a shopping experience or an appointment to go and serve a higher spending customer, I think is just in very poor taste. The next one is the same location. Very rude behavior from the security guard. We came from Australia and we're very keen to go to the Louis Vuitton boutique here in Kuala Lumpur. And the security guard at the bottom level men's section didn't allow us to go inside. What does it look like? Are we thieves? My partner and I felt really ashamed. We've been a regular client at Sydney. He literally said, no, we cannot enter, and had to queue. Even though the store was empty, he made us wait outside the store for ages until we decided to leave. He continued to let local looking people in, but acted like we were below the tax bracket, she puts the quotations, and had no right to enter the store, and gave us the biggest attitude as if we were peasants. Management needs to fix this issue before we complain to head office. I don't know. Tough one. I don't know about this one. This one kind of feels a little bit, I don't know. I was kind of okay with this one. I was kind of agreeing. But the moment it was like, we came from Australia and we're here in Kuala Lumpur, and the security guard didn't kiss our behind straight away, that feels a little, it feels a little, I don't know. I think you guys know what I'm trying to, I feel you can feel my discomfort here. I think if this person hadn't been so insistent that they were from the boutique in Australia and that they shopped in Sydney, I feel I would actually agree with them, because I just don't feel like it's relevant for you to say where you shop from. There's no difference between the Louis Vuitton boutique in Sydney, the Louis Vuitton boutique in Kuala Lumpur, and the Louis Vuitton boutique in Johannesburg. They're all Louis Vuitton boutiques. So, like, why do you need to be like, well, I come from here, so, you know what I mean? I don't know about that. But then, at the same time, these security guards, again, they strike again and again. It's not all of them, but a lot of them really want you to know that they are the gatekeepers between you accessing the store. And I think that can really just feel very unpleasant. It's not a nice feeling. Obviously, most of you watching this know that just because it looks empty inside, it doesn't mean that the essay is free to help you. But again, I don't think it would do any harm if the security guards use some common sense. Women's wear at Louis Vuitton is more like is a bigger part of their business for now, even though menswear is growing. Would it have hurt them to be like, okay, cool, why don't you just come in and why don't you come in and wait? If there's particularly if there's no one milling around and a client is wrapping up. I just don't understand the lack of common sense. Like common sense is lacking in so many of these dragging experiences because people refuse to use common sense and I don't get it. Okay, the last dragging review is from the YSL boutique in Bond Street in London. I refuse to call it Saint Laurent. It's always going to be YSL to me. So it's the YSL flagship store, Bond Street in London in the UK. This was rubbish customer service. The staff are really arrogant. The staff think that they know everything. When you go in to buy a small purchase like a wallet, they don't value you. The staff looked at us like, why are we here? I don't know. In my experience, I felt this way. They treat other clients differently and they're nicer to VIPs. It's really unpleasant. Avoid it all costs. Just go online. You couldn't be more happier than coming to Bond Street. I have to say, I have been thinking about this, like, in light of my European trip for 2026. Like, why make certain products that you do not want people to come in and buy? Sometimes I feel like with wallets and SLGs, they kind of want you to buy them as like an aperitif. Like they don't want you to buy it as like the main thing. They want you just to buy it and then you add it on, with other purchases. And I get that and I think it's fine. But I think that some of these boutiques need to be able to understand that sometimes someone just wants to walk in and buy a wallet. These are products that you make as it is. So what is the harm in walking in just to buy a wallet and then just keeping it moving, putting your wig on, honey, and moving on with your day? I just don't understand how they're affected if someone comes in to buy a wallet. And again, those smaller purchases is something that brands are not interested in. Many of you asking me what I thought about the Louis Vuitton. It's connected to this YSL. I'm going to make a connection in a second to this YSL dragging video. Many of you asked me what I thought about LVMH wanting to sell 50% of their stake in Fenty Beauty. There are a lot of theories like, oh, they're doing this because they need money or because luxury sales are declining. No, that's not why. They're doing this because they want to promote Louis Vuitton beauty and they want to get Louis Vuitton beauty and they don't want to use those resources that they're using for Fenty Beauty. They want to take those resources that they're using to manufacture Fenty Beauty and to promote it. They want to put that into their beauty line. That's why they're working with that's why I think that's why they're selling Fenty Beauty, because according to Reuters it makes $450 million a year. So it's kind of similar to this dragging review where the client is talking about small purchases. $450 million a year is an astronomical sum of money. Any beauty brand making that should be phenomenally proud of themselves. But I think that Louis Vuitton, and this is what I think as someone who has been doing business for 16 years, my 16-year business anniversary is next year. If you ask me, they think that Fenty Beauty should be like an $800 million a year brand, a 1 billion euro brand in revenues a year. That's what they're aiming for with their makeup line, I think. I think that they want Louis Vuitton to take on the Tom Ford revenue level. Tom Ford's beauty line does about a billion US dollars a year, give or take. I think that they want Louis Vuitton beauty to do like €1 billion a year. And maybe they feel like, okay, after 8 years now, Fenty Beauty's been around. After about 8 years, her brand is doing $450 million. It's just an incredible sum of money, but for them, it's not enough. And for most brands, that is enough, but for them, it's not. So I think, as I said, in that kind of sense, when it pertains to these kind of smaller purchases, they want these smaller purchases to be Like they want it to be like a massive billion-dollar business. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think if you think of like what Louis Vuitton are doing with Fenty Beauty, they want to basically focus on their beauty line where they charge more money. Whereas Fenty Beauty's price point is much more accessible, it's much more affordable, and it reaches a wide range of people. Whereas Louis Vuitton Beauty is like incredibly expensive, and that's they want to focus on that high end luxury for their makeup line. That's why they want to get rid of Fenty Beauty. Normally, when a brand wants to sell, it means that they don't think that the brand can grow. So maybe they think that Rihanna cannot grow, and not Ree per se, but they think that the brand cannot grow beyond that point. If you guys see what I'm saying. So they're kind of like, let's focus on our high-end luxury beauty brand, Louis Vuitton Beauty, and let's see if we can get it to $1 billion or €1 billion in sale. The bottom line is that kind of, I wouldn't call it contempt, but I would call it indifference to smaller purchases, whether it's like super affordable beauty products or wallets at YSL. Brands do not want to spend time selling more affordable bits. So maybe they feel like the same energy they're spending on marketing Fenty Beauty is energy they could be spending on their own makeup line, which costs, way more than her products do. Brands really do not want to invest in nurturing clients who spend less money. They want to deal with people who have lots of cash to spend and can spend often and always, or if you come in a few times a year, you don't spend that much. So I think that there is a link there between the way the client was dragged at the YSL Bond Street store over, buying a wallet, and like, even though YSL's part of Kering, and these luxury holding companies and these luxury brands moving away from the more like affordably priced luxury. They really don't want to play in that world anymore. And that's just kind of the way that they see things. I'm not saying I necessarily agree, but that's kind of what I see. Whereas in terms of the Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, and Fenty thing, it's because Fenty is like more affordable and reaches more people. They're like, well, we'll just take that money and continue to grow LV Beauty, which is way more expensive. But it's still the same effort that's used, if you guys see what I'm saying. So my kind of view is like with the YSL Bond Street dragging story. If you don't want to sell wallets to clients, please do not sell them in the store and don't offer them in the flagship store. It's not fair to be upset that people come in to buy one small thing if you sell the item in the flagship store. Like, I do genuinely get confused when brands get annoyed that people have come in to buy something that they actually sell and that is available for sale in the flagship store. It's very strange. Tell me what you think about that one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would love to have your support moving forward. There's also a newsletter. You can support me there. That would be great. Stay tuned. We have lots of great things coming up this Christmas season. Guys, the Luxury Dragging Marathon has the new Christmas intro. What do you think of it? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.